Just hitting me up. Oh. All right, man. Sports fans around the world, we are live and coming to you from the YouTube sports community. This is the Ritter Sports Podcast, and today we're going to talk about two future young stars, man. So tune in and find out who they are, because we got sports to talk about, ladies and gentlemen, right here on the Real to Sports Podcast. All right, man. We thank you so much for joining us here tonight. Again, this is the Real Sports Podcast, your destination for real analysis and opinions on anything and everything sports related. You can follow us on all social media platforms and look us up on Facebook, man. We have a sports group, and it is called the Real to Sports Group. Man, it's raining now. Mark, it's raining your way?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's raining too, man. That's why I feel so damn. Hey, me sit up. I feel tired, boy, man. Nevertheless, we are here, ladies and gentlemen, to give you guys the best we got. I need a baker. To give you the best we got here tonight. So again, ladies and gentlemen, I got the creme de la creme right here. I got the creme de la creme. I'm talking about these two gentlemen right here. Y'all know who they are. Y'all know who they are. You know who the pioneer is. We already know who the pioneer of the Real Sports Podcast. He is the pioneer. The man over 200-some episodes. He is my day one. He represents the three-time Super Bowl champion, the Las Vegas Raiders. He's Oklahoma State's alumni. Go Pope. Get him, Popes. Yes, sir. The king of predictions. He is a heel, by the way. Charlotte Hornets himself. Give it up for Mr. No Hornets?
It was all good till you mentioned the Hornets, man.
It was all good just a week ago. Well, the Hornets here. Mr. Young Mark.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Mama, we made it. We got the UFL and the logo now, bro. We done made it. But host, can you put my dancing partner back on the screen? I got a question.
Uh-oh.
Before we get started, before we talk about any sports here tonight, I gotta know one thing. Deuce, who are you choosing? Blake Bortles or Baker Mayfield?
I'm taking,
this is for Saturday. Oh, okay. I got you.
I'm taking that boy from Tampa.
All right, good choice. All right, we can carry on. All right.
Taking that boy from Tampa.
I had to do something I ain't never did before Saturday. Philly G lost his mind by coming on this great show and trying to convince y'all that Blake Bortles was better than Baker Mayfield. I don't know what universe Philly G live in, but it ain't reality. So I'm glad me and Deuce starting off on the same page.
I got you, boss.
Glad to have you back, my man.
When you right.
Speaking of him. Y'all know who he is. He is back, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, representing the 6-time Super Bowl champion, the Pittsburgh Steelers, the 2023 Real Sports Podcast MVP. It's a great day, always, to be Deuce.
Man, what's up, everybody? I'm happy to be back, man. Very, very happy to be back. Blessed to be with my brothers again, man. For sure.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. My man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Somebody like bright but other than me is back, baby.
And you know.
Light Brights is in the building.
You know,
he a little lighter than me though.
A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit lighter than me. All right, again, ladies and gentlemen, man. You know how we start off these Tuesday nights, man. We got it from the UFL, coming from yours truly, Mr. Episode. You ready to roll?
You already know.
Let's roll.
On the Mark with Young Mark is brought to you by the Real to Sports Podcast.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? What's going on? It's that glorious part of the show where we kick things in a high gear and we bring you the latest and greatest in the world of football outside of the NFL. Welcome to another edition of On the Mark. I'm yours truly, so without any further ado, let's go ahead and get right into this thing. So, starting things off in the collegiate level, there's trouble brewing in paradise, ladies and gentlemen. First, it was Florida State over the summer, and now the University of Clemson is joining their fellow rival in suing the Atlantic Coast Conference. Clemson is taking the ACC to court in South Carolina. They're trying to sue them over the $140 million exit fee that comes with breaking your grant of rights to leave a conference and go somewhere else. Normally, we only see this if there's a strong indication they've been invited to join another conference or if they are seriously considering leaving. There's been a big debate in the ACC over the last couple of months, particularly from schools like Florida State, like Clemson, who feel like the current revenue sharing model in the ACC isn't fair. If they're the ones bringing in all the money, they feel like they should be getting a bigger slice of the pie instead of splitting it evenly with the smaller schools that are in the conference up north. So they're currently suing them. We're going to see how this goes. If Clemson and Florida State both are victorious in court, in my opinion, that could be a serious blow to the ACC, losing two of their premier members, especially in the game of football. If, as you guys remember, during like the 2010s, man, Clemson and Florida State were going back and forth for that ACC crown and also for the right to represent the ACC in the college football playoffs. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see how this plays out. I think we're inevitably heading to the American College Football League, where you just have all the D1 schools and one big giant football league. I think the days of the traditional collegiate conference are over, at least in terms of American football. So we're going to see how that goes. Moving right along to the professionals, starting with the NFL, man. I don't know if you guys saw, but the NFL is having their annual owners meeting down in Florida, and they voted to change the rule of the kickoff. They're going to adopt the kickoff that was created and made famous by the XFL way back in their relaunch in 2020. For those of you unfamiliar with the XFL style kickoff, here's a little preview of what you're going to see on NFL fields coming soon.
Hunter Nicewander is back to kick it away. Keenan Reynolds for Seattle. That kick better go beyond the 20, and it does. To the 15, here's Reynolds up the middle of the field, out to the 31-yard line. Antoine Williams makes.
So pretty much what this is, it's designed to prevent those high-impact, high-speed collisions, trying to cut down on injuries on the special teams unit while still making the kickoff a part of the game. Instead of you guys constantly watching NFL, like how many times you watch an NFL game and the kickoff ends in a touchback or they take a knee in the end zone for no return. This model of kickoff is designed to prevent that. The players line up about 5 yards apart from each other, and neither team can move until the receiver catches the ball. Once the ball hits the receiver's hands, it's full go. There's been some mixed feelings about this. Some people are excited because it's bringing excitement back to the kickoff game. We've seen a bunch of guys in the XFL return these style kicks to the house for a touchdown. Then on the other side, you have mainly defensive and special teams guys not really too fond of it because they say it's like having a cover zero on your kick return. Once you get past that first line of defense, it's pretty much open field till you get to the end zone. So Deuce and Host, you guys being longtime football fans, are you going to miss the old traditional style kickoff, or are you excited for the new XFL kickoff?
I like it. I like it.
I'm not 100% sure, Mark. I'm gonna be honest with you. Me and my buddies were talking about this earlier today, and I kind of had the similar response that you had. Was it's not like we're seeing cats break kickoffs, to the crib anymore. There's no Devin Hesters and guys like that anymore that, are being, very exciting from that, So it's kind of just like spotting the ball at the 25 or the 30 now and just rolling with it, So hopefully this can bring some excitement to the kickoffs again. Hopefully we can, see guys like Tyreek or somebody back there, returning kicks. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know he's a high price tag guy, so he probably won't be doing it. But, guys with those kind of wheels back there, so.
Oh, yeah. Those guys are definitely going to be a problem. And this is really interesting that this happened because when the XFL and the USFL were negotiating the terms of their merger, Daryl Johnston, basically the head of the USFL, one of his harsh sticking points in the deal was they were going to have the traditional looking kickoff. He wasn't a fan of the XFL format and kickoff because he said it didn't look like what you see in college or what you see in the NFL. Now it's kind of ironic he turned that down and now the NFL is picking it up. So it's just another innovation courtesy of spring football that the NFL is taking and running with it. But speaking of spring football, ladies and gentlemen, this Saturday and this Sunday, we have the debut of the United Football League.
Oh, damn.
It all kicks off Saturday at 1 p.m. We got the defending champion of the XFL, host favorite quarterback of all time, Luis Perez, in the Arlington Renegades under head coach Bob Stoops, taking on the defending back-to-back two-time defending USFL champion Birmingham Stallions. They're going to be led by Jamar Chase this year. No more Alex McGough. He is currently signed to the Green Bay Packers. It's going to be really interesting to see how those two teams go at it, see which team is going to come out that game victorious. But seeing how the season starts this weekend, I want to give you guys a little preview and my predictions. I am the king of predictions on this show. Give you guys my predictions and teams to look out for the UFL season. Starting in the XFL conference, I think the St. Louis Battlehawks are going to be the team to beat. They don't have to worry about Ben DiNucci and the Seattle Dragons keeping them out of the playoffs this year. I think they are going to firmly take control of that number one seed, and there's going to be a race to see who's going to meet them. AJ McCarron, Hakeem Butler, Marcel Aitman, pretty much the whole crew is coming back for St. Louis. So I can't wait to see that St. Louis Dome and those St. Louis fans tearing the house down, man. It's going to be crazy. I think fighting for that second spot to see who's going to face St. Louis in the XFL championship game. I got my eye on, the defending champion Arlington Renegades. Again, host will be upset with me if I didn't shout out his man Luis Perez. That's his favorite quarterback. I think they're going to be really dangerous. Again, you got to show them respect. They are the defending champs. And I also think DC, my defenders, I got faith in them. I know they lost Abram Smith, but I feel like it's going to be between DC and Arlington to find out who's going to play St. Louis for the XFL championship. And then in the USFL side, I got the defending champion Birmingham Stallions in the championship game, going up against Case Cookus and the Memphis Showboats. I'm picking Memphis to come out of the season
Memphis nice
as the USFL champions to play in that UFL championship game in June. I'm a big fan of Case Cookus. He's got sneaky mobility. He makes great decisions with the football, and he's got a great arm. He can make every throw. Yeah. I think Case Cookus is going to lead Memphis and the Showboats to that UFL championship game in June. Ultimately, AJ McCarron, Hakeem Butler, Marcel Aitman is going to be too much to stop. I got them boys hoisting that trophy at the end of the season in June. And I got the St. Louis Battlehawks as the UFL world champion at the end of the season. So if you're like me and you love football, gear up, because from this Saturday, literally through the rest of the year, there will be professional football being played in North America. We got the UFL till June. Starting in April, we got the return of the Arena Football League. And then also in June, we got the Canadian Football League coming through. So if you want football, man, eat up. We got plenty to choose from. And lastly, before I get out of here, host, I want to give a special shout out and put you guys on to a player who's coming out in the 2024 NFL draft here in a couple of weeks. You see his name right there below me, man. It's Quantez Stiggers. This young man has literally the most inspirational story I've ever seen, both in terms of football and just in terms of life in general. He's trying to become the third player ever to be drafted into the NFL after not playing a single snap of college football. For those who don't know, he unfortunately had to drop out of college. He got a football scholarship to play in college. Had to drop out after his dad passed away to take care of his mental health. His mom encouraged him to try out for the Fan Control Football League. He showed up and showed out there, tried out with the Canadian Football League, and not only did he make the team with the Toronto Argonauts, the defending champions, not only did he make the team, he became a starter. He started every game in the Canadian Football League last season, had multiple interceptions, multiple tackles, was even named to the All-Star team as a rookie. That's the equivalent of making the Pro Bowl in the NFL. And he was named CFL Defensive Rookie of the Year. And this year he is coming out trying to get drafted into the NFL. And all the best to him. I'm rooting for him. I don't care if he gets drafted by Kansas City. I don't care if he goes to Pittsburgh. As soon as that man gets drafted, I'm buying his jersey and I'm rooting for him.
Well, it's a good thing you said that, young Mark, because I didn't know who this young man was. And then, in the rumor mill, Pittsburgh's looking at him. And of course, we know good talent when we see it. So, and we need another corner to go on the other side of Joey Porter Jr. So you might have to see. You might have to see him next season.
Pittsburgh just got Cordero Patterson. God damn.
I'll say this in front of the dudes. I'm not joking. If Pittsburgh get that man when he got to play the Raiders, I want him to have multiple pick sixes. I am rooting for that man like crazy this year. He is a ball hawk. He is a tackler. He is a complete football player, and I think any NFL team that gets him is going to be very lucky to have him. So I'm rooting for you, Quantez. You got a fan on the Real to Sports podcast by the name of Young Mark. So can't wait to see you tear up the league. And that's it for On the Mark this week. Next time I see you guys, both on this segment and on the show, we'll be breaking down all the sights and sounds from week 1 of the UFL. Might have a beat down of the week. You never know. So stay tuned and come on back and see us next Tuesday. Back to you, host.
Yes, sir.
On the Mark with Young Mark is brought to you by the Real to Sports podcast.
I tell you, boy, since Deuce has been back, I feel Cajun-y. Feel the Cajun in me. I got that y'all home. That Cajun. That Cajun's on. Go. Well, guess what, man? Let's give him double takeover. Representing the New Orleans Saints, the flyest man in the land.
Yes, sir.
GC is back in the building.
What it do, man?
Snap. What's happening, Phil?
Correct.
Got my man.
Let anybody in.
Cajun style.
We got the hostess with the mostest. What it do, baby? What it do?
They let anybody in here.
I know, right?
Let anybody in here.
Come on here. Come on.
I mean, if a Steelers fan can get in, a Saints fan can definitely get in.
Everybody hate the Steelers all of a sudden.
I don't though. That's the thing. Like, I don't.
No, you do.
I'm breaking the news to him. Like, y'all got Justin Fields. Like, I'm excited.
It's like a Darryl Patterson. Man, Pittsburgh moving. They moving me.
Load up, baby. We're about to make a run at it. We'll see you in New Orleans, GC.
Yeah, y'all don't want no smoke. Y'all ain't ready yet.
We'll see you. I don't think
y'all played them this year.
No, but I don't think we'll play in the Superdome this year. That's all I'm saying.
Ooh,
good luck.
We'll play in the Superdome.
The man say he going up.
It could be a black and gold versus a black and yellow.
Oh,
man say that happens. You already know who I'm rooting for.
Oh, you got go 7? Going for 7, dudes?
Let me tell you something. As long as you got number 4 behind center, I ain't worried about y'all. I'll tell you that.
Hey, hold up now, dog. Hey, hold up now.
4 behind center, we all right.
Yeah, and that same number 4 that torched your Steelers in Heinz Field a couple years ago, right? The same one that went on an undefeated streak against both the Saints and the Steelers for 2 different presidential terms, right? All right. We'll put some respect on my boy name.
The same one who we kicked out of Las Vegas and sent him down to New Orleans. Yeah, that one.
I mean, you never know what may happen. You know, you can't tackle no more, so we might be good.
You just had to bring that up, didn't you?
Yep.
You wouldn't have a show without Deuce involved, man. I tell you, bro. You gotta love it.
He took from me what can never be given back.
You gotta love it. It's like Lakers and Celtics.
It's all good though.
Mark. Oh boy.
It's all good, man. Just know it took them almost 30 years to go on the road and beat it, so I always had that.
Oh, still one more.
We were too busy winning Super Bowls around that time.
Y'all won't win no Super Bowls in the 90s. Get out. You can't draft a quarterback to say you like, dude.
Yeah, you only need 2 or 3 when you do it, right?
All right.
Same thing with coaches, but you wouldn't know anything about that. If their last name isn't Davis, you don't know what the hell to do with it.
I mean, Coach Madden worked out pretty well. Coach Flores is in the Hall of Fame, you know. Just like you guys, our first 2 head coaches made the Hall of Fame, so we even in that department, my guy.
Yeah. We're 3 for 3, cuz. We're 3 for 3.
I just said our first 2 made the Hall of Fame, so we even.
How many have you had in between that?
Actually,
and that?
I take that back. If you want to be technical, our first 3 head coaches, just like y'all, made the Hall of Fame. So,
yeah,
because Art Shell is a Hall of Famer. So
I would say our 4th would make it, but you know.
I pray y'all 4th head coaches, Josh McDumbass.
Don't really know what that feels like to have a 4th coach. I'm not.
All right, bro. Welcome back. Yeah. I see what type of time you want today.
Yeah.
I'll make it up for lost time, man.
Yeah, I see.
Lost time.
You was talking some cash money last Tuesday. I hope you don't think I forgot. You was talking big talk last Tuesday.
Because y'all cut my guy. I mean, what did you expect?
Hey, look. Let me tell you something.
You got G in here too. You know, G
I didn't get to say this. I appreciate what Mason did for us last year. With that being said, all good things come to an end. It was time for him to go. He can
I want
go.
You to keep that same energy.
He has a chance. He has a chance to go be a starter somewhere else. He wasn't starting in Pittsburgh, whether we had Kenny or not, whether Russ came in or not. He wasn't going to be the starter, and that was already explained to him from Jump Street. So it is what it is. I hope that brother goes and lands on his feet. I respect him, man. He got booed out of that same stadium that was chanting his name. That's what you do. That's a real ball player. You know, you can
build him at Oklahoma State.
I agree with that.
With that being said, we got 2 quarterbacks, man. All right, we got 2 real quarterbacks.
2 real quarterbacks.
2 real quarterbacks.
Oh, come on, Mark.
Oh, don't do that. Don't do that.
I got a Super Bowl winner in my locker room, Mark. How many of them you got in Vegas? Matter of fact, how many quarterbacks you got on the roster right now in Vegas?
Got 2 of them.
What's their name? Gardner Minshew and who else?
The same quarterback who was the last guy to beat Patrick Mahomes in the NFL. Something Lamar Jackson couldn't do.
That don't excite me.
Josh Allen couldn't do.
That doesn't excite me. That don't excite me.
Aiden O'Connell would have been starting week 3. Y'all wouldn't have won that game.
If was a split, bro.
If we would have had AP instead of Josh McDumbass,
the whole world be high, Mark.
Man, boy, I can't wait for this season, boy.
Hey, look,
woo!
You got 2 quarterbacks in your. Would you take your 2 quarterbacks over mine impartially?
Yes.
Really? That's crazy. Yes. You don't believe that yourself?
I do.
Ain't no way, bro.
I do.
No way. One of them a certified back.
Russell Wilson couldn't beat us, man. Russell Wilson was winless in his career against Josh McDumbass. That tells me all I need to know.
And still got a ring in that team.
And he would have had 2 if he knew how to throw the ball.
Nah, if they'd have handed the ball off.
If he would have known how to be a quarterback and audible out of the play, they would have had 2 of them.
You're talking crazy, Mark.
It's okay, man.
I can't talk to you when you talk like this, man.
I ain't talking like nothing, man. It's all good.
I can't.
We're gonna do to y'all what the Saints did to us last year, so it's all good. straight shutout. I don't care if you got 3 or 1 back there playing quarterback. Max Carsey gonna get after him. We're gonna shut y'all down.
You only got 2 players on defense, big dog.
Robert Spillane is more than just 2 players, all right? Spillane, that dude.
You know how they say another man's trash is another man's treasure? You can have him. We didn't got what we needed out of a linebacker that can't cover in 2024.
Hey, he covered just well with us.
Yeah, I bet.
Patrick Graham and AP had that man right.
I bet.
Did your offense put up 63 points in one game last year? I don't think so.
Nope. We didn't play the children of the blind either.
No. Okay. Here we go. Well, if it wouldn't have been for Lamar Jackson being a terrible quarterback, y'all would have got swept by him.
Played a Brandon Staley coach team. Please stop.
And y'all played a Josh McDumbass coach team. What's the difference?
That was your team, sir.
No, that was not.
That was your team.
Josh McDumbass was the closest I've ever come to saying I'm out as a Raider fan. I legit contemplated hanging up my silver and black because I hated that man so much.
Can't relate.
You won't relate soon enough, boy.
Can't relate.
When y'all little gravy train finally stopped, man, I can't.
How long you been wishing on that? Since 96, 95, somewhere around there.
I turned 27 about 3 weeks, so yeah.
About 95 then. Yeah, about 95, 96.
I ain't that old now.
No, you're 97. You're 97 with me. Yeah.
So since 97,
since 97.
Since I got the NFL Network in my home, I've been praying on y'all downfall. Yes, sir.
And see, G and host is a good lesson right here. I'll tell you what my God can do, man. They said he'll make your enemies your footstool, and we stepped right over them Raiders to 3 championships in my lifetime.
Hold up, how are you gonna say you stepped over a team that you could not beat, sir? It took you 30 years to go on the road and beat us. And we ain't gonna talk about our dominance over y'all in the 2000s.
To win the ships we won, Mark.
Y'all had just won the chip and came to Oakland and caught the L courtesy Terrell Pryor running 98 yards down the field.
Hey. Could have been 4.
Your Hall of Famer Troy Polamalu.
Could have been 4. That's all I hear.
Yeah. The NFL don't want us to win, but it's all good though.
You know what they say about excuses, huh?
I ain't giving an excuse. I'm telling the truth. That's a fact of life.
I'm sorry, host. I ain't mean to call.
No, you fine, brother. You fine. Hey, you the MVP, man.
I ain't mean to cause all this foolishness.
I kind of miss it. To be honest with you, because Mark been itching. Man, he been trying.
You don't understand. Now that Mason is no longer a Steeler, I can go back to really, really hating them again. It feels great. I really feel like myself again now that I can just hate those darn Pittsburgh Steelers with every fiber of my being.
You ain't got no haters. You ain't doing something right, bro.
Apparently not, because all y'all hate the Raiders.
No.
GC been talking crap about the Raiders since I met the man.
Yeah, because
and now look at it.
You sold him a used car.
Hey, bro. He was talking mad junk about how James was better than Derek Carr. Which one of them is still in New Orleans?
A limit.
Hold on, whoa. So, Derek Carr ain't no limit.
Hold on.
Derek Carr is the greatest quarterback I've ever seen in my own 2 eyes. Now, don't do that.
Slow your roll.
Yes,
you ask
what's up?
Which quarterback is still in New Orleans? You
Derek
got
Carr.
that. It's Derek Carr. But what quarterback does the city want in New Orleans? I'm probably
Derek Carr.
It's Jameis Winston.
Derek Carr, bro.
Bro, I kid you not. Like, Jameis going to Cleveland, everybody was like, God damn, like Jameis really going, like it's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro.
Because now we stuck with Derek Carr and Nathan Peterman. Like, it can't get no worse.
So you want Mr. I'm going to turn the ball over about 10, 11 times in a game versus a proven winning quarterback.
Well, let me say that, though. But Jameis getting criticized for one time he threw 30 interceptions. And it's like, it kind of killed his career. I don't think he's going to do that again.
You can say the same about Nathan Peterman. People criticize him for throwing 5 interceptions in a game. He's still getting criticized for it to this day.
Nathan Peterman is who people think Jameis is.
Hey, you hired John Gruden. Nathan Peterman going to get you right.
The only reason
Jameis Winston to win your game or 2 or 3.
The only reason Nathan Peterman even has a job is we know why. You know what I'm saying? No,
he's not wrong, Mark.
Come on,
Peterman's a glorified PE teacher.
Like, he's not before good. Half. Before half, and you were already
glorified PE teacher, bro.
Like,
damn.
He need to be in the UFL. It's quarterbacks in the UFL better than Nathan Peterman.
Yeah, I think Luis Perez is better than Nathan Peterman. I'll give you that.
Oh, I gotta go find a high schooler better than Nathan Peterman.
Arena football.
I watch dude on. It's a Twitch stream. Twitch streamer. He's better than Nathan Peterman.
I'll tell you this. I'll take Nathan Peterman over Kenny Pickett.
Me too.
I'll put it like this, Mark.
Now what?
My road to glory player would be better than Nathan Peterman.
Hey, bro.
He ain't a Steeler no more. I don't care.
He's a yo killer.
Yeah, we see how y'all do, bro. Y'all just throw quarterbacks wherever they try.
Hey man, once they gone, they the enemy.
He gone. And we don't
Derek Carr been gone for 2 years now. I ain't gonna never hate that man.
Yeah, because y'all in Vegas, y'all, once a Raider, always. We ain't got time for all that.
No.
We know if he was a Steeler. Mason was a Steeler. He exhibited what being a Pittsburgh Steeler meant. Kenny did. That's simple.
I agree with you on that.
You got no choice. I'm right.
Checkmate.
You can't.
Oh boy.
When does the schedule come out, bro? Derek Carr isn't.
Checkmate.
When does the schedule come out?
Checkmate.
Whew, man.
Let's go to hardwood. Let's go to hardwood. You've been checkmated, boy, by the MVP again. It's over.
I mean, that's his first victory against me in God knows how long. But
my man said he's been getting married and stuff. You know what I'm saying? He ain't got time to argue with you.
Even Mike took a break in his prime.
Oh, okay.
He came back and did what he was doing before. Still kicking ass, boy.
We ain't gonna, man.
Again. Well, let's go to hardwood.
I have feelings with Michael Jordan.
I know. My question I got to know this, man, because Oklahoma City Thunder is no joke right now. They are second in the Western Conference, a pretty nice Western Conference. So my question, because I don't know about this guy, is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander a superstar in the NBA? And why not start this subject off with the MVP himself? What you think, MVP?
So I want to start off by saying how much I do like Shai's game. I like what he's doing in Oklahoma City. I like what they're doing as an organization in Oklahoma City. But when I think of superstar, his name don't pop up just yet.
Okay.
Is he a star? Yes. Like he's a star in the NBA. He's an all-star. Like he's an all-star caliber player. But when I think of superstar, I think of cats like LeBron James, Michael Jordan, Allen Iverson, Stephen Curry, Shaquille O'Neal, guys you could say they're, they just have one name, just Mike, LeBron, granted he's Shai, but you know what I'm saying? Not everybody knows who he is just yet. Now, guys like us who all watch the game and we've watched this kid play, we know he got everything. He's averaging 35, 6, like he's a stat sheet stuffer. He's a walking triple-double at any given time. And the biggest thing I like from him is he's a leader. Like you got to think about that team. That team is very, very young, with the Williams kid, Chet Holmgren. I think Lou Dort is one of the oldest players on that team. And then you got Shai at point guard, and then Josh Giddey and all his, antics. But Shai has taken one of the youngest team in the league. He's grabbed them all by his bootstraps, grabbed them and was like, get on my back and let's go. And he's made them better. That's what a point guard does. Now, he's not your traditional point guard. He's 6'6", 195, and he can score the ball at an elite clip. But he's a leader, But as far as the term superstar, I just don't think he's there yet. But I think he's on his way to be for sure.
Is he a dog?
Bona fide dog.
Okay.
I think the Clippers, one of their biggest mistakes and regrets is getting rid of that kid.
They had him?
Yeah, he was a Clipper. Yeah, he was a Clipper.
He was drafted by us. We traded him to the Clippers for Miles Bridges. The Clippers had him for a little bit, but they traded him. He was a part of the Paul George trade.
Right.
That sent Paul George from OKC to LA.
Yep.
Son of a bitch.
So,
the Clippers can't get.
When you look at the upside of those two cats, don't get me wrong, PG. I actually had the privilege of watching PG play when he came to New Orleans recently, and he's a walking bucket. The game is very easy to him, but he's a vet in this game. This kid Shai's still young, man. Like we still don't know what his ceiling is. Even with him averaging 30 this year, 31 last year, 24 the year before, 24 the year before, and then 20 the year before. Like he's on this trajectory. He can only go anywhere but up. He can't go anywhere but up. So I'm super impressed with him.
Okay. GC.
In my book, I think he's for sure a superstar right now. Like we all agreed on, young kid leading this team in the West. Will guard your best player with all his heart, day in and day out. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like we talk about Shaq and Bron and Steph being superstars, but when Shaq picks SGA as an MVP, what does that say? Only in superstars win the MVP.
Damn, that's big to get a big man.
No scrubs get MVP. Only superstars.
Facts. Wow. And the big fella.
The big fella.
Yeah, that's pretty big.
And that's like the ultimate form of respect right there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it is.
We all see what he do to Dwight Howard. He still hate him. So
Dwight Howard
had the respect of the Diesel, man.
I said I do that again. Like Dwight Howard. It's a little skeptical about Dwight, but anyway.
He a superstar in my book, all the way.
All the way.
And I watched him play against KD and give the entire team smoke. And I'm just like, bro, like it's one person, don't matter.
Wow. I gotta read. I only seen this guy play one time because they don't show Oklahoma City like that.
Yeah.
And I seen him one time. I was like, damn, who is this guy? Like, let's do this. I mean, he took the team like you say, G. I mean, he took the team on single-handedly. Like, damn, what the fuck? Who is this dude?
It was a solid team without Chet Holmgren last year.
Chet Holmgren
always been scrappy.
He got hurt, right? He got hurt last year, right?
Yeah.
He broke his foot trying to play basketball with LeBron.
Dog. He's super skinny though. But he is. Damn,
but he hasn't missed a game this season though. That's the thing.
He put on some muscle since he was out.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, you can't tell on cats like that until it's 4-5 years down the line, like KD.
Absolutely.
But, if you look at him, he's a lot stronger. Him and Wemby go at it every time they play. I love watching that matchup.
Ooh, I would love to see that.
It's like they beefing with each other already, and I love it because we're gonna get it for years to come.
That's future right there. Ooh, I love to see that. Take my money.
Shout out to Bobo. You know what I'm saying?
Bobo, baby. Word. Missed the episode.
Man, as somebody who's been a lifelong fan of a small market team, you hear that term thrown around a lot in the NBA. Being a lifelong fan of a small market team, you see many players who have superstar talent but don't have that superstar recognition just because of where they play. And like you mentioned, host, they don't really show too many Oklahoma City Thunder games worldwide. Like every time we turn on the tube, it's always Boston or Philly or same teams over and over again.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's definitely, in my opinion, a superstar. Just like Deuce mentioned, man, when you can consistently average like 20-something points a game consistently in back-to-back years like that, and this year taking it up a level by averaging 30 a game, man, that's definitely superstar level because that's a sign that you have supreme talent. Defenders aren't able to guard you, prevent you from scoring, and that's obvious with the stats. But I think if he would have been in like a larger market, like Miami or like New York or LA, then he would truly be a superstar in everybody's eyes because everybody would get to see him play consistently like that. But when you're in small town Oklahoma, it's pretty hard to get out there. What kind of assisted Russell Westbrook from falling into the same category was Russell and them make the finals very early on. So when you get to the finals, that's literally the entire world looking at you. If SGA can take the Thunder to the finals like Russ and KD did, then definitely everybody will finally start to recognize him. But I mean, I personally seen it, like I said, being a small market team fan. When we had Kemba Walker, man, anybody who watched Kemba Walker and just saw the way that he played knew he was a superstar. He was easily one of the best point guards in the game. But because he was playing in a small town Charlotte, he kept getting overshadowed by, dudes in Miami, dudes in New York, dudes in Boston, all that good stuff. But hey, man, at the end of the day, if you can ball, you can ball. And I agree with GC. I think he's a superstar in terms of play. He'd be a superstar in recognition he if he was in a larger market, or maybe if he had a bigger personality, like say Anthony Edwards. Like Anthony Edwards is loud. He gonna talk his trash. Like he captures the headlines both with his play and with his words. But SGA is just all about ball. So,
so my last question to the Alexander situation. I'll go back to the MVP. Is where do you see Oklahoma City? Well, how far do you think they're gonna go? Because right now they're currently sitting second. So how far do you think SGA can take Oklahoma City right now? Because like you said, Deuce was spitting them out. I didn't even know these players, and these guys are young. Like, so how far, MVP? How far do you think Oklahoma City is going to go this year?
So I think they actually getting the short end of the stick in a sense with this new play-in situation. Because if you look at the last four, you got Dallas, Phoenix, the Lakers, and then the Warriors. So, yes, they're probably a better, team in a sense, but those last three, the 8 through 10, have been here before. 8 through 10 have won championships, or even the Suns have been to the finals, but they have Kevin Durant, who's, been to the top of the mountain, if you will. You got the Lakers, you got LeBron James and Anthony Davis on that team. Those guys have done it. The Warriors, and with their dynasty and what they did, they've done it. So when it gets down and the game slows down in the playoffs and you get into a 4-game series and the play gets a little bit more physical, can those young cats, answer the bell? I think they have a great chance to. I just think they get a rough run at it because of who they'll have to face. But I think they can make a run for it. I think they can get maybe to the conference finals, conference semis. I think the second round isn't as impressive. I think once you get to the conference finals is when people start really you start you become a contender for the next season if you lose out. The semifinals after you win one round, it's just like, all right, well, you beat the number 7 seed, cool. Like, what can you do next? But I like I said, man, I think it's rough for any team that's got to play the Lakers, the Warriors, or the Mavs, even the Mavs, because the Mavs are hot right now.
Ooh, what you talking about?
I think they did some of the best moves at the trade deadline, getting Daniel Gafford and PJ Washington. They got 2 lob threats, guys that they throw the ball over top to, and then Kyrie decided that he was going to get dropped from the rafters the other night. And I got to be honest, I'm one of those cats that didn't know how those two were going to mesh. I think I told GC it wasn't going to work, and I haven't been more wrong in my life, so it's going to be rough, man. Whoever you got to play in that play-in, whoever comes out of that play-in tournament, they're going to be battle-tested for one, because they're pushing. All of those teams are every night, every game means something. The Lakers have to play Milwaukee tonight without LeBron. All these games mean something. And so they're in playoff mode. Are those young boys mentally there? They have a young head coach too, who hasn't been there. Their head coach is the same age as LeBron. Do they have everything they need from a leadership standpoint? I just don't know yet.
Jesus, I didn't know that either. See, I'm learning shit today. I know. Wow. G, how far is Oklahoma City, the Thunder? How far do you think they're going?
I truly don't know. Like, on first thought, I want to say second round, and everything Deuce said was right. It's tough to go up against a Phoenix, a Dallas,
very true,
LA, Warrior team, but it's like those teams are having problems of their own. You know what I'm saying? You look at the Warriors. There's rumors about Draymond choking out Steve Kerr. You go to the Lakers. injury bugs bite them at any time. You go to Phoenix, the same issue. Dallas, they win some, they lose some, hot or cold. And thing with Oklahoma City, they together all the time. Like I say, Chet ain't missed a game this year.
Mm-hmm.
They strong in their core. They consistent. That's the name of the game.
Great goddamn word, right? I think that's the word. That's the word, G.
It's like I look at it like as all our hype Phoenix had going into the year, they're not consistent with it. The big three is not consistent. And it's like the full year, somebody hurt at all times. You know what I'm saying? It's just like that's the reason why Minnesota, Denver, OKC, the teams are up there because they healthy. They're healthy and they winning.
True. Damn. You know what, G? I mean, it's still progressing in my head. You said consistency. I was thinking about that earlier today. The key to the playoffs. That's to any sport, consistency, but for this situation and this subject, consistency. I agree with you on that. Mr. Episode.
The main thing I hate about Steelers fans is like, even though I hate their team, the people that root for them are really good people. And I find myself in a lot of agreement with what Deuce said, and it pains me to say that. But Deuce is right. It really, how far they can go is really going to be determined by what matchup they get in these playoffs. That's where the luck part of going on a championship run comes in. It's luck on who you get to play when you get to the dance. In my opinion, I feel like they could take Phoenix for the reasons that GC just mentioned. One team is very consistent with the energy level and the way that they play night in and night out. The other team can't even get a consistent starting lineup. So I feel like OKC could take Phoenix if they were to see them. I don't like their chances against LeBron and the Lakers. I feel like they could take Minnesota. Really don't. If they go up against Denver, if they go up against LA, those are really the two teams that I'm the most worried about. Or if the Clippers can get their act together, I feel like the Clippers could get them a run for their money as well. Just because you're talking about dealing with those veteran teams. But it's just like what we saw in the playoffs last year, gentlemen. There was this hot young team called the Sacramento Kings, one of the youngest teams in the league. Yeah. Went on one of the longest hot streaks I think I've ever seen in the NBA. Yeah. Got to the playoffs and gave Golden State all they could handle. But at the end of the day, that veteran and that experience just was too much for the young fellas. So if they can get the right matchups, they can go far. Like I said, they get like Phoenix or Minnesota, somebody like that in the first round, or in the second round they catch the Clippers, like, while Kawhi is hurt or while PG and Rush off their game, they can do some work and maybe get to the conference finals. But the moment they run into LA or Denver, I think is where the gravy train will kind of stop. But it's going to be interesting to see. But the most important thing to take away from this, though, the fact that we're talking about SGA and the Thunder on this show is a sign that people are starting to take notice and they're doing the darn thing on the court. Whatever experience they gained this year, they can build on top of that foundation next year. I know they got a ton of first-round draft picks coming up in the NBA draft, thanks to some of the trades and deals that they've done over the years. If they can keep adding some more foundational pieces and keep gaining more experience, they might not win in the short-term battle, but I think long-term, and they could be that next dynasty out in the West, like how we saw with the Spurs constantly being in contention, and with the Lakers and Kobe constantly being in contention, Russell and the Thunder constantly being in contention. If the Thunder play their cards right, man, they're going to be consistently fighting for a right to play for the championship next couple of years.
It looks like it's beginning to be a beautiful story here for the Oklahoma City Thunder. I can't wait, man.
That city needs it, bro.
Yeah.
And if I'm not wrong,
yeah, I
think he only gets better with their draft picks because I think they have another top 5 pick coming soon.
Yeah, man.
All the top 5 and like another top 10. So it only gets better.
Yeah, my only thing with that, man, is it starts to get tricky, bro. Like, they're all young, so like how much more young blood do you bring in before you decide to trade that for a star? But then again, where do you go? You got Lou Dort, who's been shooting the ball at a very high 3-point clip, and he's a great defender. You got Shea, who's like we're talking about as a bona fide star. You got Jalen Williams, who's I don't know if y'all have watched this kid, but he can go, bro. I think he's second in all jump shooting in the NBA right now, and that's in any jump shot. Like he's an elite ball player, and he's a defender too. Then you got Chet, you know what I'm saying, on the back end. So like, where do you go? You know, what direction do you go in? And that's the interesting thing to see on how they play it for these next few years, bro. But
I'm gonna start streaming these guys, man, because I mean, I feel like I'm so behind on. That's why I had to ask you guys about it. I feel like I'm so behind on that. Wow.
They're a young, exciting ball club to watch. I enjoy watching them play. I do.
Well, speaking of the NBA playoffs, that is coming up in about 2 months, I believe. I think it's around about May.
Less than a month.
Less than a month. Yeah. So things like Deuce and episode in GC saying, you know, things are starting to heat up, and these games are like Deuce said. I believe the Lakers play the Bucks tonight with without LeBron, but this game is critical. Every game now is critical. So can't wait to see how this. Yes, sir.
Before we leave the Thunder, you mind if I ask Deuce a question real quick?
Sure.
So, Deuce, you mentioned that the team is very young, and they have a ton of first-round picks. Last time I checked, and I could be wrong in this, last time I checked, they had 4 first-round picks in this upcoming draft, and I'm talking just 2024. With all them first-round picks, Deuce, you think they should try to trade for a veteran to help add to them, or you think they should test their luck and try to take some of the best talent in the draft?
I'm be honest with you, man. I was just saying this, and this is a slightly off subject to come back to it. It was my first time being able to know more female college basketball players than male basketball players. Like the talent on the female side is insane right now. Like they're everywhere.
Yes.
Like all those girls can hoop. And other than cats like I think his name is EK from Gonzaga or RJ Davis from North Carolina, and Hunter from Kansas, guys like that, man, I can't tell you a guy that I would risk taking a pick on versus trying to go get. I think the position that they would go for is probably replacing Josh Giddey and getting a real 2-guard, because Josh is really like a point guard, but you can't take the ball out of Shea's hands, right? So you get a real shooting guard, a real 2 who can come in and play off the ball like a Chris Middleton or somebody like that.
Take my money, cash.
Who's a two-way player that can play, a good veteran leader. You know what I'm saying? Granted, he's had his injury issues, but that type of player is somebody that I'm looking at that I would like to see fit in with that young team, and like we said, who's been to the top of the mountain, who knows what it takes when these series get rough and it gets tight.
Yeah.
He's a guy that I would look at. I can't really think of anybody else off the top of my head, but he's the first name that comes to mind. He's a long-rangey guy, so I look into trading for him. And honestly, with the way he's having to play, you might not get him. I mean, you can get him for a decent price. You know what I'm saying? So
Jesus, I ain't think of that. That is the Deuce. You understand? That is a perfect trade.
Yeah.
Get cash over to Thunder. Oh my God. Yeah, yeah. Oh my. That because Cash can do it all.
Yeah.
He can do it all.
He's a 2-way player. You don't ever hear nothing about him in the media that he's not a problem guy in the locker room. I think he's a guy that could gel, and he's a vet. He's been in the league. He's been in the league long enough. So
damn. Think about that. That was good. We must applaud the MVP for that one. that was good, bro.
Young Mark threw me a lot. That's all.
Yeah, but I ain't even think about that.
I look out for my dog right now.
I appreciate you.
That was perfect. Y'all better hit that.
Return the favor during football season, right?
Speaking of football, before we get out of here, man, the 49ers is eager for a healthy Brock Purdy to get full off season of work as QB1. Brock Purdy is one of the few 2022 NFL draft quarterbacks still standing with their original teams, and he's the only one of the group to truly have strived so far. Making it more amazing is that Purdy has helped the San Francisco 49ers reach the NFC Championship game twice and Super Bowl once, respectively. In his first 2 seasons as a starter, and he's done it without the benefit of a full offseason or preparation as the team's quarterback one. As the final pick in the 2022 draft, Purdy spent his rookie offseason scrounging for whatever reps he could get as the team's third QB last season. Purdy was rehabbing a torn elbow ligaments he suffered in the conference title game loss to the Eagles. Everything. Kyle Shanahan said everything is about repetition. You can learn it. You can learn it right away, but it's about going through it. Shanahan said after attending the annual league meeting in Orlando, Florida, Brock's gone through a lot in two years in these games, so that's been great for him. But the way you get better is doing it over and over in practice and just drilling it. It's all about getting those 10,000 reps. So my question this time, I'm going to reverse it and start with the Mr. Episode here. Brock Purdy is now QB1. Now he's joining the ranks of these starting quarterbacks. Now he's the guy, Mark. He's the guy official. Do we see Brock Purdy as he is now, or you think he was just riding that rookie wave?
I can't say that he was necessarily riding the rookie wave when, no shade to Deuce, but when he came out week 1 and put a hurt on Pittsburgh, and then again with the hurt he put on Philly G and the Eagles. I'm being so serious. How many times have we seen? I hate to do my man like that. RG3 or guys like Rick Meyer come in and have a great rookie season and fall off a cliff.
Rick Meyer
afterwards.
Jesus.
So, in my opinion, I think the whole rookie wave and luck, I think that conversation got put to bed when he took them to the Super Bowl last year. What I would like to see for him to take that next step, piggybacking again off of the homie GC, what he said in the last segment is, I want that consistency out of him. He has a ton of experience. He was a 4-year starter at Iowa State in college. So he has the ability to hold that position down and keep the team afloat and keep them in position to win games. I just want to see him consistently do it. We saw last year there was like a little bit of a sophomore slump, if you will. Like they had a rough stretch of games where they were barely eking by or losing to teams that we felt like they should have beaten. Q-Dog got a huge kick out of them, beating the 49ers on Monday Night Football. We saw the Cleveland game. The Jacksonville game wasn't all the way clean. So if he can just clean up the little stuff and he, keep going and keep building on it, he can be really good and at least be consistent with what we've seen so far in his career. The bigger question and concern for me in terms of Brock Purdy's development is, can San Francisco, can Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch continue to build a proper foundation around him? Trent Williams started to miss time a little bit. You got some questions at receiver. George Kittle disappeared a little bit last year, especially during the Super Bowl. And
sure did.
There was even rumors that they were looking to trade Deebo Samuel. So if they can keep that foundation in order and build around him and keep getting him some more pieces on the offensive line and get him some more weapons outside, then definitely I think he'll take another step forward. But my main challenge for Brock Purdy is, can he be consistent throughout the year this year?
Can Brock Purdy? He's the quarterback now. He's the guy. He's getting ready to go through camp. This is all season is on him now. This is all on him. The ball is officially in his court. Can he lead the San Francisco 49ers back to the promised land again this time?
I don't feel like he led them in the last season. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I think that was all Christian McCaffrey. You know what I'm saying? He just riding up like. So I don't want this. Is not disrespectful. I don't feel, but like when Big Ben in the offense with the Steelers. He had like Jerome Bettis and everything. You know what I'm saying?
Talk about it.
Now I'm not
That's
saying
my
Big Ben
dog.
didn't
Talk
do his
about
job. You know what I'm saying? Like Big Ben was great. And he's better than Purdy for sure as a rookie. But like in that offense, Purdy already don't have to do much. And with like trying to make him elite is not going to happen.
You took my question, but yeah, you're right.
He's not only he's a, I guess, consistent game manager. I guess you want to say. And I mean, like you give anybody that offense, of course they're going to look good. I go play quarterback for that offense. You could pull RG3 out of from broadcasting. It'd be an MVP in that offense. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just he's in a perfect situation.
So he's kind of like he's born with a silver spoon in his mouth, basically.
For
he's
sure.
Got these weapons. I get what you're saying.
For sure. It's just like you don't walk into a better situation. It's to the point, and Mike is going to get so mad, but like Baker Mayfield would look great in the 49ers uniform with this offense around him.
True.
I mean, Baker would look great in any uniform, in my opinion. But...
Mark, I would jump off a bridge if Baker ever puts on black and gold.
Yeah. I mean, he already owned the Superdome, so it's all good.
He don't.
He proved it last year.
He don't. Don't do this. Don't do this right now.
He said, "Don't do it."
Don't do this.
Hey, hold on. Let me check something.
Go ahead and check. Go pull up the stats because it don't really matter. But anyways, hope. I just don't see him taking that next step. You know what I'm saying? Like, because he's going to have, like, McCaffrey's going to be there for some years. You know, right now they might lose Brandon Ayuk. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But, like, when Big Ben lost Jerome Bettis, Big Ben kept going. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he did.
I had to get back on Dude's good side. I'm mad. I know. I know he's waiting, you know, but like, it's just when you get into a perfect situation and you don't capitalize, I ain't really worried about you.
I agree with you with the born the silver spoon in his mouth cliche type thing. I agree with that. I agree with that.
Why do you say that though?
Because he got hella weapons. He got a hell of a team and a hell of a coach. But
respectfully, just because a quarterback is brought into a favorable situation with talent around him, at the end of the day, you still have to be able to play quarterback. You still have to have some talent.
But here's the thing:
Jimmy G was doing great in that system.
How many quarterbacks go into a great system?
Yeah, Jimmy G was doing great in that system. He came to us. He was drizzling
everything that needs a quarterback go 1-15 or 2-14 a year prior.
Yeah.
But I feel like you still have to have talent to do that because Blake Bortles had all the talent around him in Jacksonville. And couldn't play quarterback.
Did he really though, or was it the defense?
You talking about Blake Bortles? Blake Bortles had an insanity moment.
Did he really have talent, or did he have a defense? Saxonville was born that year, you know.
He had the defense for sure. But offensively, he had some pieces on offense.
Now that defense took him there.
But he never did it again. It was a moment in his life he would never get back.
Because you got to have talent. That's all I'm saying.
He just had a hot streak.
Exactly.
Right. But I don't feel like we should discount quarterbacks like Brock Purdy because they inherited a good situation.
No.
Still give a man credit for his talent.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Oh, I'm not. I wouldn't discount him. No,
Matt Ryan, C.J. Stroud.
Yeah, I mean the guy took the team to the promised land. I mean, I can't.
Yeah,
I can't.
What C.J. Stroud did last season was more impressive than Brock Purdy as a whole.
Yeah, and, you know, I'm not gonna shit on him like that. I'm not. MVP, what you got?
I think I'll address the Steelers stuff on the back end. But when it comes down to Brock, I do agree that he's been dropped into a very favorable situation. Like GC said, better than most quarterbacks get. Most quarterbacks that get drafted, they end up in situations like Chicago or
Cleveland.
Cleveland, places like that. You preaching. So they end up in situations like that to where Brock he kind of just, who gets a all-pro running back, all-pro left tackle, big-time wide receivers, all-world defense, mastermind of an offensive coordinator. Not many rookie quarterbacks get to walk into situations like that. Now, granted, it was a little different. The guys got hurt in front of him, and he happened to pick on up and carry the torch per se. But I think the thing that I'm guilty of this as well, but I think one thing that we're starting to do is we're starting to get in this microwave mentality of quarterbacks and football players. Like, this kid only been in the league for 2 years. Like, I think it's unfair to him that we're sitting here trying to see if he's going to quote unquote make the next step. He ain't been in the league 3 years. Like, he hasn't had that full off season as the number one guy. I think that's unfair to him. And I'm no 49er fan in the slightest, especially after what they did to us in week 1. But I don't think it's fair to that kid that he don't have an opportunity to grow into who he is as a player and as a quarterback.
Absolutely.
And prove us right or wrong. Not many cats go into their first Super Bowl and win. I mean, everybody can't be Big Ben. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody can't do that.
No.
But that's the thing, though, GC, and I was getting to that. Everybody's looking for the next Patrick Mahomes. Everybody's looking for that Patrick Mahomes effect when there's only one of them.
Very true.
And that kid's in Kansas City, and he'll never wear another uniform other than that one. Or I use Deion Sanders in the HBCU landscape. Everybody was going trying to hire a cat that coached in the league or played in the league.
Big facts. Big facts.
Ain't but one time.
Big facts.
Grambling tried to do it with Hugh. They failed. Tennessee State tried to do it with Eddie George. They're not doing too hot. It doesn't work that way.
Big facts.
Need to organically grow and groom the players that you want to do. You have to develop them yourselves.
Yes, sir.
Coach Tomlin talks about it all the time. Why all these coaches talk about how they can't fit into their system? If they could do that, we wouldn't need coaches. Stop running from coaching. Coaching is getting a player, developing them, and making them well in the system you need them to be in. Not drafting a kid that's going to just work for you. That's just not how it works. And so now we're talking about a 24-year-old kid, 24, 25-year-old guy. He played 3 or 4 years in college, so he might be a little bit older than that, 25, 26.
Yeah.
But he's a puppy when it comes down to this NFL jump. It took a lot. Tom Brady didn't do this when he first got on. You know what I'm saying?
No, sir.
You're talking about the greatest quarterbacks of all time didn't do what we're expecting
Montana didn't.
This guy to do.
Right.
It takes a while to become an NFL quarterback. They don't just produce them every day. Like it just don't work like that. That's why, like with Chicago, I think what they're doing is working in reverse. Like, you about to expect Caleb Williams to come in here and be somebody he wasn't in college. So I just don't think it's right to put those type of expectations on a kid who hasn't had the opportunity to prove us right or wrong.
As a side note with Chicago, especially when the team voiced their opinion and they want it just in there, and you're going to get what the team want just because this other guy looks good, he plays against nobody. You know what I'm saying? And everybody know I'm firm on watching people play competition. USC plays nobody.
Right.
This man could fumble the ball 40 yards back and still throw a 90-yard bomb because the other team was just that trash. So to think he's going to have that highlight in the NFL, it's not going to happen, bro. I don't care how many weapons you give him. You give him Keenan Allen. Honestly, out the door anyway.
I never was sold on Keenan Allen like as a wide receiver. He's good. He's a route runner.
Either he's healthy and going for 1,000 yards, or he out for the year with the ACL. There's no.
Yeah, he don't get money. He don't get money like Justin Jefferson and Devontae. He don't get money like that. I don't really see. I never seen Keenan Allen like that. And I seen him when he played with Northern High School here in Greensboro, North Carolina. But I seen that. I mean, but I just don't. I ain't never seen. I just never seen Keenan Allen. That's that guy that go get money. You know what I'm saying? Like your boy Michael Thomas used to get. From Breeze or whatever.
Don't remind me.
You know what I mean? Like you know what I'm saying? Like this. I'm talking about get money. Like put him, toast him and bam. I ain't never seen that with Keenan Allen. Go ahead, Mark.
I have a question from my brothers from the 98504.
The Cajun boys down here.
Can you expand on what you meant by what he wasn't in college? Like, what is Caleb lacking in your opinion, sir?
What does he want?
Ooh, good question.
He
please don't say Heisman.
So did Jaden Daniels.
I mean, football is the ultimate team sport.
I understand, but what I'm saying is we're expecting winning is a habit, Mark. Winning is a trait just like anything. Winning is learned. It's a learned behavior, and so is losing. And all I'm saying is if you're expecting this kid to come into an organization that's been losing for years, is he just the cat that's been in a system that he's won over and over and he knows what to do on a daily basis? And I just don't see that from him.
I don't see it either.
I'm not trying to be hard on the brother, but when I saw him go into the stands and fall into his mama's arms and start crying, bro, that ain't no, bro. You can't be my quarterback and do that.
I agree. See,
I'm talking for the that's playing with him, not a fan. I'm not talking as a fan right now. I'm talking as a teammate.
As a player. Yeah, talk as a player.
You excluding yourself from us. For one, you so good that you had to go over there and cry. When all the other 52 of us in here crying because we're the ones on the field with you that go to war with you every day. Not her. And I understand it's your mama. I get it. Don't get me wrong. I don't mean no disrespect. I love my mama to death. I know everybody on this show does too. But what about us? You supposed to be the general. You're supposed to be the chief. You're supposed to be the big dog. So when I look over and see my quarterback over there crying, what are you telling the rest of your team? And Mark, you can't go in there with a mentality and lead grown men like that. They're not gonna react to that.
I'm the wrong person to say that to, bro.
They're not gonna react to that.
Yeah, he killing it tonight, bro.
I'm the wrong person to say that to. I watched the whole grown man cry at a press conference. The team was pissed off that he got ran out of town. But I get what you're saying there. Where I disagree with you is I've literally watched Caleb Williams' entire collegiate career from start to finish. When he took his very first snap at Oklahoma to his last snap at USC. The dude goes out there and he plays his heart out. Whenever he's on the field, he literally leaves no question about it, whether or not he gave 110%, whether he was literally carrying the team in the Pac-12 championship game against Utah a couple years ago, Bedlam against Oklahoma State where he left it all out on the field to try to beat us. Even in losing efforts, man, that dude is still out there giving it his all. So that's the only part where I disagree on you. I think he has the talent and the ability to lead a team, but I hate giving excuses for people, but respectfully, when you play for a Lincoln Riley coach team, you aren't going to have a defense to complement you. That's just a fact. Lincoln Riley can't coach or recruit defense to save his life. You'll be stout on offense, but you ain't going to have no help anywhere else. And in Caleb's case, he was literally running for his life, making plays, doing all kinds of things to keep his team in the game. But I believe in him.
Let me say something real quick, Deuce, because you and I'm gonna go. Whoever afterwards, man. But you know, all three of y'all play football. I'm not a football player. Hey, man. Hey, blah 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 blah. That's me all day long. But Deuce just spoke from the heart like a player. He's a player. That right there, what that man said right there was just so that's what that locker room was going to say to him. That is exactly what that locker room was going to give him. You crying to your mama. And see, everybody think they're crying to his mama. He's emotional. Yeah, he gets emotional. But no, bro, this is a brotherhood. You get out there with the guys like Deuce say, that go to battle with you. That's coming from a player. That's how it's supposed to be. That he better get that mindset fast. Because that Bears locker room is going to chew him up and spit him out. And then he's going to be not respected as the leader of the team. Go ahead.
My rebuttal to Mark, though, you said that he didn't have a defense. You're correct. He didn't have an offensive line. He was running for his life. What changes when he goes to Chicago? He's in the same situation.
Not a whole lot. But
you expected him to make chicken salad out of chicken shit again. And
it's not gonna work.
It's worse because the talent is at a higher level.
There's
no days off in that 17-week season.
Hell no.
You know,
you got to play in frigid weather.
There's weeks when you get to go play a bad UCLA team. I get it's a rivalry, but you get to go play those bad teams when you go down to play Arizona State and they ain't got no team either. And you get to go up to Oregon State, who might not be that good.
That's a fact.
In Oklahoma, you get to play teams that's not Oklahoma State, because even a poor, and correct me if I'm wrong, a not top Oklahoma State team that you've seen with your own eyes was able to beat him when he was at Oklahoma.
Chad, true.
That was a top that year when he was at Oklahoma. That was a top tier Oklahoma State team. We were inches away from being in the playoff. So I get what you're saying, but that was that year
and company, right?
No, that was after Chuba. That was Spencer Sanders. It was primarily a defensive-led team.
Spencer Sanders.
But yeah, we were literally inches away in the Big 12 championship game from going to the playoff. We just failed to convert a 4th and goal.
I remember that 4th against Baylor, right? That was the year Baylor won it. Yeah.
Normally I would have given you credit for that, but that was a good Oklahoma State team.
Shout out to Dave Aranda and Ron Roberts. Shout out to them.
Facts. But I do have to agree with Deuce, and I'll admit when I'm wrong. I feel you on the whole optics of, your team just went through a tough loss and you over there crying. I get that.
That shit was great. That was a great way to put it. I agree.
What some dudes see as crying and being emotional and look at it as a negative, other dudes can look at it as homie is really passionate about the game. Not comparing apples to oranges, but Derek Carr literally cried at his press conference, and the team was pissed off that their leader got sent out of town. The fact that he was crying and emotional didn't make them look at him as any less of a leader. My big concern, if Caleb does indeed go to Chicago, my concern with him is less on the field and more so what's going on in that organization, because RG3 brings this point up a lot, and I agree with it. You have a head coach and an offensive coordinator. They're both on 1-year deals. They're not going to be there to really grow with Caleb as a quarterback. So he's really being set up in a bad situation where if the Bears don't win enough next year, he's going to still be there, but he's going to be going into year 2 with a new head coach and a new offensive play caller. So it's going to be tough, and I hope he's up for it. Me personally, they don't make quarterbacks every day that can, like you said, Deuce, make chicken salad out of chicken shit. I've only personally seen 2 of them in my 27 years of being a football fan. They don't come around every day. So good luck to him in trying to navigate that situation. But as far as like talent-wise and even a little bit mentally, I think Caleb has what it takes to be successful in Chicago.
This is my last point because I want to let GC get in on this too. But the difference between what he has to do versus what Derek Carr did, Derek Carr cried, but he didn't have to lead that team anymore. He was on his way out the door, and I understand what you're saying. They didn't look at him any less than as a leader, but he didn't have to lead them. Like, he didn't have to go into that locker room and look at them cats every day. I understand passion. Y'all have seen me on this show enough. And seeing my rants with guys like Philly G and seeing that I'm passionate about this game still to this day. GC was one of my teammates. He's seen my passion. He knows what happens on rivalry weeks with me. He knows what happens when we go off into play in the playoffs. I get into fights because I'm on that level. GC's the same way. I've seen GC play on bum ankles and bum knees and things like that because of his passion. I've seen him do those things. What I haven't seen is him exclude himself from his teammates and walk away from his team. That's the things I've never seen from leaders. And I understand it. Like Aaron Rodgers does his thing. He goes into, the dark place or the sunken, whatever the hell he won't call it. But he does that during the offseason. when he doesn't have to report to these guys every day. This is during OTAs, during the summer. When you're a quarterback, when you're a leader of a football team, those guys, everybody in that locker room has to see you every single day. Yes. No matter what, you're being watched at all times, and the camera's always on you, especially when you're the reigning Heisman winner and the almost about to be the number 1 pick of the NFL draft. Yes. Everybody's watching you.
Everybody, that's right.
And so that's when your character comes into play.
Yes.
Because that's who you are when nobody's watching.
Yes.
And I'm not here to question his character as a man, but as a football player and as a leader of a football team and a guy that's got to go lead 53 men every single Sunday, I don't know if he read it. That's just where I'm at with it.
Damn. I couldn't agree with Deuce more now. Can't lie. I really couldn't agree with him
more. Well, that was a good way to put it, boy. Oh,
yeah, my God. I couldn't agree with you more, Deuce.
Yeah.
Real talk.
Yeah, and you guys can relate, y'all too, man, because y'all three, y'all hit that field, so y'all know how it is. Y'all know how it is, man.
It's different, and to go back after Deuce, it's not only 52 other men, it's like 52 grown men, like
boom.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't like they all 18 to 21. These dudes in their 30s.
Come
on,
G.
What I'm saying? It's just like they're not going to stand for that.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as the whole crying thing go, I understand. He separated himself from the team. But I am a person, I cry with my team and with my mama in the same day. You know what I'm saying? Like,
same.
Talk about it.
Bro, like the pain. Because I understand the moment he was going through. Like, everything you work for is not existent now. There's no conference championship. There's no playoff. And this is what you preach from day one. You work out for the hardest moments to get to the biggest stage. And I think like that's my knock on him at the same time. You like not even good enough to get your team there. We've seen quarterbacks just on the strength of themselves get there, or at least get close. You weren't even close. But you will make this highlight against this bum ass team, and now you're number 1 pick. And it just don't sit well in my book. I feel like this. You know how like there's like the real watch with all the diamonds in it that costs a lot. Then you go to the hood gas station store and see that same watch. Right now, he at the hood gas station store until you prove me different.
There you go. There you go.
Fair.
Especially when the team didn't want him. They wanted Justin.
That's fair. My mom always said everything that glitter ain't gold.
Yeah, that's right.
No.
Everything that look good ain't good.
Because once it turn green and start wrestling, then what?
Yeah.
Look good. I'm done in my last one. Look good from far, but so far from good.
Jesus Christ. I go home on that one, boy.
That's the country. I can't help it.
The soul is on top.
Right. Hey, man, you raised by the old school, man.
Hey, yeah, man. That's the country, man. I can't help it.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, bro. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
I truly, I really want him to have a great career. You know what I'm saying? I want every black quarterback to have a great career. But the way it's going so for like early on, I guess, it ain't looking too good.
Too good.
Because that running around ain't gonna work.
No, it's not. It's not, G. It's not. I'm telling you, it's not, man.
And the thing is, when you have a good year and teams get film on you, it changes. Look at Patrick Mahomes. He was able to get out the pocket, throw all these amazing passes.
Yeah. And
now teams do what? Make him sit in the pocket.
Yes.
And what he do? He like, okay, y'all want me to sit in the pocket? I can do the same thing in the pocket.
That's what San Fran did.
But that's just how great he is. Not everybody is that great.
I don't know about it.
All right, host. You feel how you feel.
I got you, man. Hey, I got you, bro. Anybody want to man for you? I got you.
You know how to have, but like, come on, it's just, bro, it's a 1 in a million chance that he's going to be Patrick Mahomes level. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I don't like it, and he's still going to a bum situation. So
yeah, you kidding me? Still in a rebuild. You're still in a rebuild.
You're going against the top dogs that you couldn't even get to in college.
You know,
And not only did you get to him and not get to him in college, I'm sorry.
No,
Your coaching staff took an entire Oklahoma team to California and still couldn't get it done.
Still couldn't get it done.
This was a Big 12 team in whatever bum-ass conference USC in, because I don't even know. Know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. The Conference of Champions is what it used to be.
Used to be. But yeah, everybody knows how I feel about Oklahoma and the Big 12 and that conference and within itself. I hate it. I probably hate it more than I hate Ohio State. I don't know. I really don't like Ohio State.
You can hate Oklahoma. Don't hate the Big 12, sir.
The Big 12 ain't really no competition, but I guess.
2028, boy, I can't wait.
Mark.
Hey, nah, forget all that. GC, come holler at me in June when the NCAA come out, bro.
Save your money. Save your money.
Nah, bro, I want to smoke with you on NCAA though. Real
we
talk.
can go both years, Mark. You could go in Oklahoma. We could go in Tuscaloosa.
I ain't going to Tuscaloosa. You can't pay me enough to go to T-Town.
Mm-hmm. I just go to T-Town faithfully. You see the A.
Yeah, all day, baby.
You want the logo.
All day, baby.
I'm ready.
Y'all about to fall off a cliff, man.
Nah, bro.
All right.
We are the cliff.
You gonna put money on it?
I already got enough money on that Steeler game this year, bro. I can't bet no more.
Oh. What's the wages?
I think we should keep the usual, Mark. I like seeing you in Steeler gear. I mean, I don't think you've ever looked better.
Oh, you didn't.
I ain't doing that again, bro. Oh my soul, I ain't doing that no 2 years in a row.
I think we should get like a. I think you should get a terrible towel.
Ooh.
That's what I think.
Mr. Marcus?
I mean, I'm with it. I ain't gonna back down, but you know.
Okay. It's on. Enough said. It's on. But really quick before we go, man, I tell you, these two guys, man, they play for McNeese State, man. These guys need to be acknowledged more for playing on a collegiate level, man. I mean,
yeah, man.
McNeese State, man, I'm telling you, you guys,
bro.
Y'all, it's a blessing that you guys experienced that, and now you bringing that experience to the show, because you guys talk as if this guy was your quarterback coming in. I'm like, I felt it, bro. I'm like, okay, this is what a football player, you know, this is how you feel. And like I said, you guys don't know, man. GC and Deuce, they was teammates on McNeese State, man. I'm telling you, man, collegiate level. I got some ballers here, bro. I got some ballers here on the show, bro. Shout out to McNeese State, man. No doubt. No doubt. Let's go home, gentlemen.
Shout out to that 2015 team, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. 10-0 conference champs, you heard?
There you go, baby. Shout it out, baby. Shout it out, man. That's what's up.
That was a good time, man. I sent Deuce the pictures the other day because I found them in my phone. We went conference and we were in the stands with the team. It was crazy.
Oh my gosh!
Top tier college.
Experience that, bro.
Yeah, man, it was fun.
Yeah, man, you can experience that. God damn, man. That's what's up, though. Well, let's go home, gentlemen, man. You know, ladies and gentlemen, that is our show for today. As always, we want to thank you for watching another episode of Sports to Talk About. Please remember to give us a thumbs up. And if you want to see us every week, man, every single week, hit that subscribe button, turn on that bell for all notifications. The flyest man in the land. We ain't seen you in a while, man. It's good to see you, bro.
Good to be back, man. You know, I missed y'all a lot, man. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
I'm working.
Hey.
I'm working.
Keep on working.
7 straight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, keep on working, man. That bag will not wait for nobody.
What he said, I'm broke and I can't eat. And you got the power to change that?
You ain't lying, bro. You got, bro, I wouldn't. Get the bag.
I'm trying.
Man,
I got some goals I'm trying to accomplish, baby.
No, that's real, bro. No, that's real. And also, man, it's good to have the return of the MVP, man. The MVP. Shout out to the MVP, man. Good Lord, boy. MVP was on fire tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
I have to step my game up, you know what I'm saying? I thought I was good at this.
What you mean? MVP was hitting, boy. Boy,
yeah.
good Lord. I might go back and watch this one. I'm pretty sure this show will be shared all around the world.
Appreciate
all around the world, man. All right, man. We coming back with some more sports talk, man, this Saturday, and we will link up. Man. We're gonna have the barbershop. Barbershop will be coming to you right after the Real Sports Talk Show, man. So you guys get ready, man. Come on by at Saturday at 1 p.m. live right here on YouTube. We're gonna get on up out of here because pretty sure. Well, GC, you got to work, don't you?
Yeah, I work Saturday night.
Oh, okay.
So
no, I'm talking about you got to work tomorrow, don't you?
The show.
You got to work tomorrow, don't you?
Yeah.
I know Deuce got to work. You got to work, bro. It is mandatory that you work. It is mandatory, Deuce. Boy. Yes, sir. But ladies and gentlemen, man, we'll get out here. We gonna waste more of your time, ladies and gentlemen. Again, man, come holler at us Saturday, 1 p.m. live right here on YouTube. Host, the flyest man in the land. Episode of the MVP, man. Be safe and stay safe. We out.